Hi witches, happy Friday. I hope everyone's Maybun celebrations went absolutely fantastic. And today we have another video about correspondences and celebration because right around the corner we have the new moon in Libra. Oh my goodness. So if you guys are part of my Patreon, I am going to go live at 8 p.m. to do our new moon in Libra ritual. I am so excited for that. We're going to be doing some healing work, some divination, but mostly I just really love hanging out with everybody and having that digital circle. It's such a wonderful space. So thank you guys for being a part of it. Now, let's talk about the lunation at hand, right? So the next new moon that we have coming up is going to be rising on September 25th. So that is, I believe, on Sunday. Oh my goodness. By the time you guys are watching this, at least. Ha! So by the time you guys are watching this, I believe it's on a Sunday. If it is after September 25th, 2022, disregard that, check your calendar. Now, this is going to be the first moon or lunation of fall, which is so exciting because we have just celebrated the autumn equinox, and coming off the tail end of that, a lot of the energy is going to be incredibly similar. Now, new moons are generally seen as a great time to start things and to set intentions. And yes, this definitely can be something that you do during this new moon. However, with Mercury being in retrograde, you might want to hold off until the next lunar cycle in order to really set those important intentions, or anything that you really want to make lasting, just because Mercury tends to throw a wrench into things when it's in retrograde. See my other video about how to survive Mercury retrograde for more tips, but you guys got this. We're almost done. October 2nd. You got this. Now, in general, Libra is a sign of balance. Think about the symbol, it's the scales, right? So just like we are finding balance during the autumn equinox, if you weren't able to celebrate on Thursday, perhaps moving your celebrations to align with the new moon, absolutely perfect, love to hear it. But kind of continuing on those energies or those workings from Maybun to the new moon would also be an awesome idea. And this is simply because a lot of the themes that we see during this new moon, again, reflect Maybun. So primarily, you're going to want to be focusing on finding balance and stability, moderation as we move forward to the darker half of the year. So now that I have talked your ear off about the general things surrounding the new moon in Libra, let's talk about how you can celebrate, decorate your altar, etc., and just be this fabulous witchy people that I know you guys are. So first thing, let's talk about some themes. So we talked about it being associated with balance, this new moon in Libra being associated with balance, but it's also associated with communication, creativity, gratitude, movement, transformation, partnership, and love. So Libra is an air sign. It's going to be this very highly creative, very kind of flowy. I am such an earth sign, it's really hard for me to describe air energy, but if you're an air sign, I feel like you got it. But I really love that idea of this sign, or this moon, I should say, being associated with that transformation, because we really are transitioning from one season into another right now. Like, I know it's been like really chilly in the morning and I'm like, oh, it's almost fall. And then like by noon, it's 95 degrees, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm too goth for this, I can't do it. So I really feel like this new moon would be a great way to kind of like put a stamp on the fact that summer is over, you've done what you could do energetically surrounding summer energy, and it's time to move forward and embrace the energy of autumn, right? Now, if you are in the southern hemisphere, I would say reverse that a little bit and embrace the energy of spring. So you are shaking off those winter blues perhaps and really just embracing spring for what it is. And I hope you guys are having much nicer weather than perhaps you were previously. Now, in terms of colors that you can use to decorate your sacred space, of course, we have white, black, and silver, which are colors that I generally associate with the moon, as well as reds, oranges, yellows, and greens. Those are some colors that are associated with Maybun, as well as with the sign Libra. If you are a green witch, you might want to include herbs such as coriander, mugwort, thyme, daffodil, roses, definitely roses, oh my goodness, root veggies, apples, figs, peaches and plums, cakes, walnuts, honey, anything that is really, really sweet or that really reminds you, or perhaps is really aromatic, I would definitely use during this lunation or to celebrate this new moon if you so choose. And any herbs that are associated with that element of air, I would also use around this time, just because Libra is an air sign, so yeah. If you are a green witch but are like, no, tell me more about the crystals, I got you. Some crystals and metals that you might want to use during this new moon include copper or lapis, rose quartz, chrysolite, citrine, tiger's eye, and selenite. So all of those would be super great to use during this new moon. So now that we've talked about the correspondences, let's talk about some actionable steps that you can take to celebrate this new moon in Libra. Yay! So the first thing that I really recommend that everyone do is just take some time to find some balance, maybe doing some grounding and centering, whatever that looks like for you. I know I really love meditation, but that doesn't work for necessarily everybody else. So maybe trying to find some time to go out into nature, even just to like appreciate the earth and the planet for where it is in its season right now, and just kind of reconnect with Mother Earth, find some balance before we move forward into wintertime and the maybe hectic holiday season. If that is all that you can do for this new moon, that is absolutely perfect. You never have to have these grand gestures of ritual and celebration in order to be a valid witch, so just keep that in mind. Next, I encourage you guys to tap into your creativity and maybe make a vision board for what you would like to do in the witchy new year ahead. So again, Samhain, which is coming up in October, on October 31st, is kind of like the first holiday or the witch's new year. So thinking ahead perhaps to what you would like to focus on in the year ahead would be super good. Spending some time with your loved ones and your pets, just really coming together as a household and really fortifying your hearth would be absolutely fantastic. Now, as new moons are, again, a really great time to start things. Maybe instead of starting these really big projects, starting an autumn craft or something that you want to work on throughout the winter, or deciding on what that is. And again, preparing your hearth. So if you haven't like cleaned out your hearth for autumn, or if you maybe want to do a once over, feel free. As your Virgo friend, I will always enable you to clean. I absolutely love it. Like, clean talk is my happy place. Now, as with physically cleaning, maybe you want to remove some things from your life, maybe shedding some bad habits that hinder you from moving forward, cleansing yourself of any shadows that you don't want to take into the witch's new year starting in October, or even into the new year if you are more apt to using January 1st as your start date, which I kind of am too, so don't even worry about it. And then finally, the final suggestion that I have for you is focusing on tranquility, healing, or peace inviting rituals. So ritual baths or a sacred form of self-care, whatever that looks like for you. I always like to try to remind people that self-care does look differently, and just because someone is really into, the whole spa thing doesn't mean that your self-care can't be like vigorous exercise or like hanging out with your friends or just petting your cat or something. You know what I mean? So please take care of yourselves. And as always, if you are feeling affected by the new moon, or you are feeling energetically just unable to practice, there is never anything wrong with that, and you are never required to celebrate all of the moons or all of the holidays and anything like that. I just really feel like it's important to reiterate this, especially for my friends in the Northern Hemisphere, because as, someone who has mental health issues, right? I know winter can be really hard for seasonal affective disorder or, just depression in general. So I got you. We're going to be fine. We're going to light up the... So I do want to be sensitive to that. I totally got you, and you are not any less of a witch. So I just really want to be sensitive to that, and I just know that I hear you. I got you. And you are no less of a witch for not having all of these like crazy altars and stuff like that. I got you. You're doing great. Anyways, that is all I have for today. If you would like to join our ritual, again, it's going to be on the 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will post the replay and the transcript of everything immediately afterwards. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.